Hey, welcome back to the podcast of myself, Joseph Clough. You can find more information about me at josephclough.com. In fact, if you go to josephclough.com and you sign up to my newsletter, you'll actually get lots of free hypnosis downloads. I mean, one of them being how to manifest goals, one being absolute confidence and absolute relaxation as well, and a few other things there which I know you'll find absolutely beneficial. And to get updates, very frequent updates on inspirational messages, podcast updates, go ahead and visit my fan page on Facebook. That is www.facebook.com/Joseph's fan page. So you just go ahead and do that and you'll be able to stay up to date. Now, I know that it's been quite a while since my last podcast, and it's a little bit annoying because I really enjoy doing these. I've just been simply very, very busy working on running my last training at a master practitioner. I was doing this master practitioner training, 14 days in total, spread over, it was about 5-6 weeks, and it literally has taken up so much of my time, but enough about that. Let's go ahead and really go for getting more wisdom, more knowledge, more insights that allows you to have a better life, because we all deserve everything that we desire. I mean, if you think it, you can have it. I really believe that. There are some fundamental things you need to make sure you make sure you do, the typical kind of mindsets to have as well, and the behaviors which go with it. So what I like to be able to talk to you just very quickly, briefly today, is one thing which will really start you on your path to success. Because it is very easy to forget that we are the one who's in control of our life, because we get all life kind of throws things up in our face, really. Situations, problems, people, jobs, family, all the things we've got to pay attention to, and we can lose sight with where we are, and to realize that we are in control of our life, our world, our behaviors and our thoughts. It can take time to realize that, but I also believe that transformation can just simply take a moment. It's that point of time where you actualize and go beyond that limitation. And sometimes I've found it's just a simple thought. A thought and a realization that you can have what you want. And simply it sends out that signal to your whole neurology, your conscious mind and your unconscious mind. And it simply dissolves limitations. And it can happen any moment. And you never know, it may just happen right now. Because we can get caught up in people's issues, the environment that we're living in, other people's problems and life's problems that head our way. But in order to achieve our goals, to achieve your goals, we must be absolutely, definitely clear on one thing. That you're solely responsible for your life, your goals. And it can sound rather harsh at times, and I've gone over this quite a few times, and it is about taking responsibility. It's not down to me to make you change. It's not down to other people in your life. If you have like a life coach, it's not up to them to change you personally. It's about you being receptive to change and wanting and willing change. And anyone who's achieved success, I mean, when you think about this very briefly, think of a time when you've achieved success, whether it be in your health, your relationships, your career, your finances maybe, or just a certain thing that you achieved. When you think about that achievement, who initiated it? Who started it? Now you may say, well, it's because of this situation. Well, maybe it could have been maybe the catalyst, but it was a catalyst for you to change. It's a catalyst that made you make a decision on the inside that something's got to change, or that you want to make a change. And there's the most empowering thing and the kindest thing I think I can ever say to someone, that it's down to you. It's not down to other people or situations to change first for you to change. We must take responsibility to take hold of our life, to refuse to accept anything less than pure beauty, wonder, excellence, to be absolutely content. And that is what everything is after all. That journey of going to where you want to be. It's not necessarily about the end outcome. It's not about being financially abundant. It's not about having that most wonderful relationship. It's not about having the most perfect body. It's about the journey to that outcome. It's the journey that allows you to grow as a person. The realization that you are in charge of your mind. You're in charge of the behaviors that you run. And it's important to forget about the past. Because in order to change how we act in the future, it's about this very moment. This very moment is the time that you change. Because really there is no past. There is no future. And I'll go more deeply into this and this subject, really, like this moment, this present, and being completely present in a future podcast. So watch out for that, because I know that is just really mind-blowing. But really there's no past and there's no future. We've developed this strategy of being able to see things in a linear way to make sense of the world around us. But really there is only this present moment. And the past results, the past behaviors, the past situations that we've gone through, they've led us to this very moment, this point of time right now. So your past only equates to this present moment. And that's really wonderful news. And I'll tell you why, because if you change your behavior right now, if you have that level of insight, that personal growth, that evolution, that actualization of how wonderful you are, then that actualization and that realization that you are perfect, that you are on your journey, that you are getting more in control of your mind, that becomes the so-called past. And then that past, that mindset will actually develop the most wonderful future. Because let me get it clear once again, just so I'm really clear with this. Your past situation, your past memories, the past things that you've gone through, all of that is a collection which has led you to this point right now. So if you change this moment right now, and you begin to change your level of focus onto where you're heading and where you're going, to focus on this present moment of being whole and content, taking decisions which actually support you as a person, then, as obviously time goes on, that is the new level of being. That brings you the new results. Because you've been living your life with this new navigation system, rather than the old past dictating where you're going right now. It's like this new realization becomes your future. The mindsets that you set today are the catalyst that produces the results of tomorrow. We all know that wherever our attention goes, our energy flows to it. So if you think about your outcomes and your goals long enough, with consistency, congruency, and positively, it's going to more likely happen. Our brain is designed to find the solutions to what we're thinking about most. If you're thinking about the things you don't want, it's focusing upon that and bringing more of that into your life, as that's just how the brain is. But if we begin to change this present moment now, that becomes to set a new course in our journey. I mean, if you just take the example of, let's just say, I don't know if you're self-employed or employed by someone, but let's just imagine, say, you work for someone else. Now, the way it usually happens, definitely in the UK, I'm sure it's absolutely going to happen everywhere else in the world, but you have to put a month's work in first before you get that month's pay. Well, the mind works in the exact same way. You have to put your present situation on your result of where you're heading. So if you change your mind now, it means you're working toward the outcome, feeling the gratitude and the bliss as you go. Being positive, you receive a bigger payment as a result in the future. I mean, imagine looking back 6 months from now. Look back to this present time, seeing all the beauty and success that you have created. All your future success starts here. It starts with you, it's instigated by you, and it's maintained by you. With this motion and powerful emotion of the drive and determination that you can amass for yourself all the things that you wish to achieve. And I can promise you this will be more than you ever thought of. It all starts here in this moment. I remember speaking to someone, it must have been around 6 months ago, maybe even longer than that. And as I was speaking to this person, she had this mindset that she just recently learned. And she said this, I'm not just going to read this right now. And she said, there's the best thing you can do. Fear will only hold you back in any situation. I'm going through the exact same realization in many forms of my life right now. Fearlessness comes from realizing the fear and embracing it. Then we are free to move through it. And to me, this is so true. And I wonder how you can actualize this mindset of focusing on what you want right now, being in this moment. Allowing your full consciousness to be here right now. Focusing on where you are right now, where you're heading. Thinking between the spaces. Being fully present right now. Because you are in charge of your life. And if you make this decision today, then you're absolutely going to start to see results in the very coming, sometimes minutes, days, sometimes it takes weeks, or even months to be focused on where you're heading. To be fully present and to be you. Because your life is so precious. And it's so important to look after your own interests. It's not selfish to refuse to buy into other people's expectations of you. In fact, it's being more selfish by doing so. By buying into what people think you should do. Fully invest in yourself. Fully be you. And realize that you are perfection. That you're perfect right now. Otherwise it wouldn't be this way. And if you change and you focus right now, it means the future changes. And you're in control of that. And as I always say, do not allow life to control you. Do not be a product of what life gives you, but allow life to be a product of what you choose to create. So rather being the product, you allow life to be the product of what you have chosen. Just think about that for a while. That you are perfect. When you change in this present moment, it means you're developing an empowering past and a compelling, beautiful future. And if you just be fully present, things come together, and that's when transformation happens. So I hope you enjoy that. Have a wonderful day. And I look forward to speaking to you very soon. Many thanks and bye-bye.